The Human Rights Watch report covers 4 cities: New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. And what we found was that in each of these cities, police are using condoms as evidence of prostitution. What does that mean? That meant for sex workers and for people who are profiled as sex workers that police are stopping them and searching them and giving them warnings and threats that are focused on the number of condoms they're carrying. And in some of these cities, they actually arrest them using condoms as part of the evidence to support the prostitution charges.
Sex workers have asked me, is it illegal to carry condoms? How many condoms can I legally carry? Is it 3? Is it 10? And so sex workers have this idea that it could be illegal, it could be a crime to even carry condoms.
The Open Society Foundation's research was conducted in 6 different countries: in South Africa, Russia, Namibia, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and the United States. And what we found is in all these different locations, sex workers' condoms are being taken by police, police are destroying sex workers' condoms, and police are using condoms as evidence to arrest sex workers.
Police officers do destroy condoms that sex workers have in their possession by cutting them up, stabbing them, driving over them, throwing them in the bin, and also forcing sex workers to eat the condoms.
By taking away condoms and by using condoms as evidence to prosecute people, it is a sign that they want for people who do sex work to continue to be marginalized, to continue to be incarcerated, and also, again, it's just a human right violation.
I think obviously one of the main issues is around health, is around the fact that sex workers want to be able to protect themselves, they want to be able to negotiate safer sex, and they can't without condoms. And I think that this practice is part of a bigger pattern of police abuse, police intimidation, police harassment, and police violence.
The big thing is that when sex workers do, or when police officers do it as sex workers, that they are often coupled with violence such as rape, sexual assault, or bribery and extortion.
What this research really highlights is the chasm between national policies to prevent HIV by ensuring that sex workers and others have access to condoms, and policing practices that are taking people's condoms away.
The way to end this practice of using condoms as evidence, condoms need to be inadmissible in courts. So essentially you need to take away this idea that condoms can even be used as evidence.
We definitely need to change the way the type of mentality that the law enforcement have, and we definitely need to organize to make legislation that will be inclusive of the rights of human beings.
In New York, we have a bill to try to remedy this situation. The bill, we call it the No Condoms as Evidence Bill, and it would prevent condoms from being used as evidence of prostitution in criminal and civil trials. We think that would have a really big impact on the police, because the police tell us, oh, we're confiscating these condoms because the district attorneys tell us to. So we think that by reforming the law, we will take away that excuse from the police, and they will no longer have that excuse to confiscate condoms.
We need to really be working with the health ministries, talking to them about the fact that this is having a really big impact on sex workers' ability to negotiate safer sex and to access condoms, and their willingness to carry condoms and then maybe even to use condoms.
There are different ways in which to get the police to change the behavior. Firstly, from a legal perspective, is to challenge the human rights violations that sex workers experience, because often, as I said, when they do it as sex workers, it's coupled with violence. If sex work is decriminalized, it will reduce the violence that sex workers experience.
I think if we remove the laws that criminalize sex workers, then I definitely think that sex workers are going to be more willing to ensure that they're accessing the health services, but also ensuring that they're making complaints against the police, that they're seeking legal options and pursuing legal avenues for actually ensuring that they are safe on the streets and that they're able to work safely.
I would tell the police that it is my right to protect myself.
I would tell the police that they should think of public health as an equal priority to criminal justice. Sex workers are people that they should also be thinking about protecting, not just thinking about them as criminals.
I would tell the police to stop taking sex workers' condoms and to actually focus on real crime.
Stop violating sex workers' human rights and leave them alone, let them do their work.